So many things. It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I mean, everyone talks about the food, the different cultures, the different race, the different, you know, everything. But for me, you know, I used to live in Japan, and in Japan, everyone looked the same, spoke the same, and if something was in fashion, everyone wore the same thing. And and I used to get this impression. It was very strange because every time I came back, I felt like I was walking from a black and white movie to a color movie. And I think that's the way I see Malaysia, as a color movie, just full of colors, and that's what makes it beautiful. Well, I think first we have to accept that we are diverse, and secondly, that we need to understand each other's cultures and everything much, much more, because we take for granted a lot of things. We are used to seeing lots of different people, but we actually don't know much about each other. And I think this should be taught in schools. I think there should be cultural studies, and I think there should be more education about each other's religions as well. When I was young, we had that, you know, in primary school. We learn about the Buddha, we learn about you know, the origins of Christianity and everything. But now I think we don't have that. And I think it's very important, because otherwise people are building myths about each other and stereotypes, and that's what leads to a lot of misunderstanding. I think I've seen it many, many times. Really, most recently, of course, unfortunately, very sad events. MH370, MH17. Somehow, you know, because we realized that nobody was exempted, you know, on these planes. You know, the grief covered everyone, so we all mourned and grieved, and we did the Walls of Hope. And all those messages on the Walls of Hope, which was done by Malaysians for Malaysia, just covered everyone. You know, people were not saying, I'm only going to pray for the Muslim passengers, or just the Buddhist ones, or just the Christian ones. They were praying for everyone. And that was just wonderful. It was really touching if you read all the messages. But I've seen it many, many times, you know, all over. And, you know, I think Malaysians are basically decent people. And on an everyday basis, we don't differentiate that much. So yeah, I think, you know, I don't think we're beyond hope, but I think we need to work at it a bit more.